Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Attila Pink, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about that the chance of recession, not just in the US, actually in the whole world, is well above average as the gas prices rise. So this can cause a significant problem. The second thing I would like to talk about, that according to a survey, less than half of the Americans have savings to cover a $1,000 surprise expense, which means they really live from one day to another. And the third news is all about, that's a positive one, because the new president of South Korea is a crypto-friendly man. And this can bring some new vibe into South Korea crypto life, which was, to be honest with you, necessary. So guys, all this in today's video. And if you would like to stay up to date, which is, I think, very crucial in these times, so in crypto and blockchain, then subscribe to this YouTube channel, Blockchain Bloom, because I bring the freshest news for you every single weekday. And also check out the links under this video. There are many useful ones. For example, a free course, how to start to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And it's time to look at the market, where we can see that Bitcoin is actually now down 6.7%, 39,218 US dollar, while Ethereum is down almost 6%, 2,599 US dollar. What a difference, right? Yesterday we were rising, now we are dumping. So this is how the market actually looks like right now. When we're looking at the winners of the last 24-hour, Wave is up 23%. And well, two more, Torchain 5.4, and there we have Synthetics Network 5. And that was it, basically. When we're looking at the losers, obviously more cryptocurrencies are going down because of Bitcoin as well. Monero 10.9 down. Juno, we have 10% down. We have Phantom 10% down. Well, yeah, this is how it looks like the losers in the top 100. And when we're looking at the Bitcoin chart, on the candlestick chart, we can see that we had this beautiful green candle up to 42-ish, not exactly, but like, where was this candle exactly? Yes, 42,597 here on TradingView, on Coinbase TradingView. So this is as high as it went, and of course this 42,000-ish around that level is definitely a resistance level, and it worked unfortunately again. And now today we have this, red candle going down. But I have drawn here a triangle, which could, it's early stage, but it could go potentially this way, which shows that Bitcoin for a month or two can go easily here sideways. Depends what's happening, This is just one thing. Don't just look at always just one thing. There are so many other elements to look at. But this is just one theory, obviously, because we're holding these triangles, these borders quite well so far. Therefore, it can happen that we go sideways, which is actually a great time to accumulate, if this is your goal, definitely. But on the other hand, of course, it always can happen if the situation is getting worse and worse. Look at oil prices or the Ukraine Russian war situation and many other things. Easily we can obviously dump, or because we are really in this uncertain times when this is the worst for the market, the big uncertainty, we can actually even go up because Bitcoin can be a hedge against inflation as well. Depends how many people looking at it, but it's just right now just such a small percentage of the world who really understands this whole importance of Bitcoin. This has to be, in my opinion, bigger, but it's growing and growing, extremely fast. But we are still having small percentages who are really in crypto. So it's sideways movement. Here since here the beginning of January, down and up and down and up and down and up. Maybe we having here smaller ones then, and then we can maybe break out. Hope for the best, but you never know the direction in advance. Okay, guys. By the way, just one news. Yesterday I talked about that Joe Biden is about to sign the executive order on cryptocurrencies, and yeah, it did happen. So finally, it happened. The order was finally signed on Wednesday. It calls on federal agencies to take an unified approach to regulation and oversight of digital assets. That was the goal of it. So we will see how it will go, because it's very important. US is big in crypto, and it matters the direction they keeping the going. Right, and now let's talk about the first topic. And the first topic is all about that the gas price rise can also raise the chance of a recession. And let's talk about it, I think. So what we can see now that, the oil prices are keep rising. Now we had a little tiny recovery, but actually let's looking at real quick. Let me share the screen. Yes, here we go. So you see here the oil and here the Brent again going up. We do know that this was actually higher previously, but yeah, as you can see here, let's go just for a 6 months period, so it's more visible. Okay, even go for 1 month. So as you can see, it was higher just yesterday, and now it came back a little bit. But again, you have seen we here started to go up once again, and we don't know which way this one is going. But this can cause actually significant problems. Here's a tweet from Jim Bianco, and look at this historical, chart here when you're looking at the oil price. And he's saying that not every recession is led by 50% rise in crude, but every 50% rise in crude has led to recession. And I'm afraid this data came out here in end of February, and since that we have seen bigger numbers. So this should be like above this line already, which brings up the question: will this actually go into a whole recession? So here in this article, you can see that with this price increase, the chance is getting higher and higher. And the average cost for a gallon gas hits the highest price since 2008, because of this Russian-Ukraine war situation. Chance our prices will go up from here, especially now that President Joe Biden has promised to ban Russian oil imports. Price could stay elevated for a month, which means price increase. Americans are already feeling the pressure on their wallets thanks to record high inflation, and rising energy prices were a large driver even before the war in Ukraine. So we were already in a bad situation, but this is now the bonus, and this is just pushing it up. Ever higher oil price increase the risk of the recession in the US, but I would say it not just in the US. Here the recession is even more likely in Europe, which imports a higher share of its oil from Russia than the US does, 41% actually. So all these things don't show a nice close future. Of course, one day everything ends, like always. Every single war, every single recession, and we somehow recover. But how we go through the whole thing, this is very important, because, when it's happening in your lifetime, otherwise you learn about it from history books and you try to imagine it how it was. Oh, it must be bad. When you're in it, that doesn't feel good. And of course, it's always getting worse. Imagine people living in Ukraine, what they are experiencing apart from their economy collapsing. They have this war and they losing their family members and everything. So it can be extremely bad. But also for those people facing financial difficulties and a financial crisis, who are not living there but living elsewhere in the world, even in the US or somewhere else in Europe, but will be hit by a crisis. This is also a bad situation for many families. So now we have to be. Right now you can't do too much, to be honest with you, because you have to prepare basically in advance. And my next topic, it's leading to that one, because according to a survey, less than half of the Americans have, a saving for a $1,000 surprise expense. So let's talk about that. When actually the crisis is happening, the recession is happening, it's already too late to act, because at that time we are in it. Our money is, inflating like crazy. Like, I live here in Hungary, and the Hungarian currency, the Hungarian forint, it produced crazy numbers in the last couple of weeks. Not as bad, obviously, than Turkish lira or some others, but yeah, it's not looking strong, to be honest with you. And also, the inflation in the US now, the new numbers are just coming out now, and we will see how February performed. But we do know that January was worse than December was, and February can be, with these numbers right now, worse than January was, and it can actually continue. And then we will see the answer from the Fed, from Jerome Powell, how they react with this increase, interest increase. Well, we will see that. But here the problem is, and this is what I would like to talk about here, that this survey, what it shows. So the problem is that people do not prepare in advance. And when, the crisis hit, this is just like kind of late to really act effectively. You can do small things, but you cannot be really effective. So only about 4 in 10 Americans have enough savings to cover an unplanned expense of $1,000, meaning more than half of the would need to find other means to pay for an unexpected car repair or emergency room visit, or according to this bank rate survey. And when we're looking at this here you can see the numbers that pay the cost from your savings. Just 44% of Americans can do it, according to the survey. 20% of them charge the credit card and pay overtime. Then 15% paid but cut spending on other expenses. So this is also an opportunity. 10% borrow from family or friends. And then we have 4% taking a personal loan. And, when you're just thinking about credit card, look here. Bank rate data shows that the average rate for variable rate credit cards was 16%, roughly speaking, in 2021. And experts predict credit card interest rates are likely to climb in 2022. So just think about it. If you use this kind of solution, you just, it's going up extremely than what you have to pay back, plus the inflation it's adding into it, which makes it worse. Age matters. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you, if you're looking at, because the difference is very, very, very small. it's not a huge difference between here, someone is between 58 and 76, or it's actually in the 18-25 age group. So when it comes to savings, none of the age is doing very well. This is actually surprising for me that when you're looking at the income, and for those who have income more than 75,000 US dollar for a year, 62% of them can have this opportunity. $1,000 really. So what do you do with the rest? And so it's interesting how much they spend. And of course, we're going lower with the income. The chance to have a saving is less and less. So the majority of those surveyed said inflation is causing them to save less for unplanned expenses as prices continue to rise on everything from groceries, apparel, utilities to rent, cars and gasoline, you name it. So this was saying, so from now on, savings will be, according to the most, it's more difficult. So bottom line is basically that you really have to act in advance. And people just simply haven't learned from previous experiences. Guess what? 2008, in my opinion, it wasn't a long time ago. When was it, like 14 years ago? And we're back where we were before 2008, how we behaved, the majority at least. So you don't care, you just take your credit and you just spend your money, and there is a difference between credit and credit, right? So if you take a credit for something to invest, which brings you passive income, for instance, is a good credit because you use it. But the stupid credit, when you take a credit because you want to buy a new watch, you want to buy a new car, which doesn't bring you money, just you show off kind of thing, and so many unnecessary things. And this is what the majority is actually doing. And, you should have assets instead of liabilities. Your car, basically, it's a liability because, it's cost you money every single month. Your home you're living in is a liability because you don't rent it out. It doesn't make you money. Actually, you put even more and more money in it to fix it and renovate it and you name it. If you have a house, you have to do the maintenance, and it costs money. So the majority is not collecting assets which bring you great return. And this is what the majority should actually focus on. Because if you build it step by step, you can have things which working for you, bringing income for you, and not just having like one thing. Have a couple of things, diversify a little bit, because you never know which one is working. For instance, a property could be a great investment, bring you good money. But guess what? If you have a property in Ukraine and you're in the middle of the war and the bombs are coming in, is your property a wise investment? Was it? Well, if it's in a war, it's pretty bad. Then what is you escaping? You can have gold, okay? Then now you can see gold price going up. Hopefully, Bitcoin is going in the same way. But as I said, there are just two small percentage right now owning Bitcoin, but it's getting more and more. But it's holding itself quite well. Or you name it. You can think about many things, but you should think about it. And this is the key thing. Because $1,000, to be honest with you, is not a lot of money in Western countries, in the US. Of course, it's tons of money in developing many poor countries. So please don't get me wrong. But if you're living in the US, you're looking at the prices, not having $1,000 on the side, you're living at risk of life, which means you're basically living from month to month. And you should think actually about your future. And just saving money, kind of put it in the bank or put it in your pillow, it won't help you too much. It's good to have some cash on the side always. That's true. But to be honest with you, because of inflation, day by day, your money the value for money, your fiat money, is less and less. And therefore, you should invest it somehow, but you should educate yourself. Actually, this is what this channel is all about. Keep you up to date and educate you, and not financial advice here, but just make your brain think that I might should do something with my life. Because just doing my everyday job, not thinking about the future, just spending like crazy on unnecessary things just because I saw it in the commercial, it won't save me in difficult times. And this is what the people have to learn. And now we do need these difficult times to a warning sign that, ooh, if I haven't thought like this before, I might should change my mind. And when you live through a difficult time and you're having a difficult time, guess what? You will think twice next time. I mean, I hope at least. Okay, so this doesn't look too bright, but for South Korea, in crypto, things could look brighter because they have a new president, which is a crypto-friendly one. So yes, there was an election, and Yoon Suk-yeol, I'm not sure I don't pronounce the name, I hope I get it kind of close, is the new president of South Korea. And he's definitely crypto-friendly, which is important to make some changes over there. So cryptocurrency played a leading role in South Korea's election debate, with both candidates, by the way, releasing campaign-related NFTs. So that's kind of new way thinking. Their crypto sympathetic stances are in opposition to the former president Moon Jae-in crackdown on crypto exchanges last year, if you remember, and helped curry favor with the younger, more crypto enthusiast demographic. So speaking at the Virtual Asset Forum in January, Yoon promised to deregulate South Korea's crypto industry, establishing his forward-thinking stance on digital assets. So basically, looks like he's for crypto. He would like to change the present regulations, and he would like to. He's more open-minded, definitely in this direction. And South Korea is also important, like every country is in one way or another. Therefore, I think this is good news. Another country which from now on can support crypto. Obviously, this is right at the beginning, but it looks like, according to his previous promises and the way he is thinking, this should be good for South Korea crypto-wise. Guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, every single weekday, I'm bringing you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news. Hit the like button if you like this kind of content, and also subscribe to this YouTube channel so you're not missing a single video. Tomorrow, I'm coming with the freshest. Have a good one. Bye-bye.